when you begin to unload and unpack the weight behind God made me, He skillfully, intentionally puts me together because He has an assignment and a purpose for me, the creator of the entire universe, like the person that owns heaven, earth, everything inside, including the other student that is abusing them, the teacher, everybody is my father. My dear, mind blown. Mind blown. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Hope you had an amazing weekend. Today we'll be talking about something that is very important, and that is preparing our children for school. It doesn't matter if they're just starting kindergarten or if they are even, I feel like some of these things I'm going to say, even a child that is all the way up, starting college, you can have this kind of conversations with them just at, different dates. Yeah. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Esther. I'm your new best friend. How are you? Welcome to my channel, and here we talk about all things motherhood, lifestyle, and fit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's get into it. I'm sure we all know that whether it's that our children are just starting school or they're just resuming school from a long break, preparing our children for school is a lot more than getting their lunch boxes ready and having a whole system to plan lunches and everything. It's a whole lot more than that. We need to get them prepared with life skills too. Now, if you're anything like me, I had so much concerns about my daughter going into school because I was a bit worried about, it felt like I was just exposing her to the element, to almost any scenario. Whereas, being at home, you can kind of control certain things. If you're worried that your child will be exposed to certain things that you don't feel is age appropriate for them or they are not ready for, remember, just even walking in the mall, they will see things. You don't even have to, they don't even have to be in school. They'll even be with you in the mall and they will see, people who have different views than you do. We are preparing them with life skills when there are situations you are not there and situations that you can't control. And I think that that's where a lot of worry comes in for parents, where it seems like this feels like I'm just flinging my child into the world and let's see what happens. But that's not what we're not going to do that because we are going to get them prepared. One of the very first things I think you should talk to your children about to prepare them for school is body safety. They need to understand that their body is for them. Nobody should have access to any parts of their bodies. How I explained it to my daughters was I spoke to them about, all the parts of their bodies. I told them the correct names for the parts, all the privates, everything. I told them the correct names for it. And, places where people should not have any kind of access to. And I explained to them, except if mommy or daddy is giving you a bath, then that's okay because, they need to clean you up. But anything other than that, nobody should have access to those parts of your body. If anybody tries to do that, they need to talk to mommy and daddy immediately or tell their teacher if they are in school. You have to teach them to say no once somebody does things around them or around their body that makes them feel uncomfortable, even if it's another child. Tell them, no, stop it. I don't want that. I don't like it. Immediately. A great tool to use for like smaller children is maybe some kind of story or a song. I know that there's a song on boundaries. I think I've heard online things like that. I have their songs for about body safety, things you may look for them, or even from yours if you can. If you're very creative, if you're like me that can't sing, please just stick to something else. And that would help it stick more. You have to remind them that it's okay to talk to a trusted adult, and trusted adult is usually their teacher in the class, a police officer, their parents, or the principal in school. Ensure that you create like a safe environment that your child can come and talk to you about anything. Make them feel free to say anything. One of the other major things I spoke to my daughter about was bullying. Like I said in that video, as much as I do not want her to be bullied, which I was really worried about because she has like a very quiet personality, the other thing I didn't want was for her to become a bully either. Two major things you need to teach your child in regards bullying is kindness and how to stand up for themselves. We role play scenarios where she needed to report those situations to the teacher immediately. If somebody does something, pushes her during some kind of play, or hits her, is mean to her in some kind of way, these are things she needs to report to the teacher in the class immediately, and when she comes home she needs to tell me and her dad. So please emphasize on kindness. Let Teach your children to be kind to other children. I know that with children it's very difficult to teach them how to share things, but they like to share the things that they shouldn't share. So and this leads me to my other point, right? You need to teach them proper boundaries and the kind of things that they shouldn't share with other people in school. As much as they can share their crayons, pencils, and everything, they shouldn't share their food, their water bottles, or any other personal items, because of they could easily spread germs. Explain to your child that it's good to be generous, but some things are just for them. One fun activity you could do with this is getting their name labels and things like that, and you know allowing them put it on the things that are absolutely for them and not to be shared. I think that would help them remember that these things with my name is on it because it's just for me and not to be shared. That might help them easily remember. Proper toilet etiquette is another important thing your child needs to learn by the time they are going into kindergarten, because nobody, it's not like daycare, nobody's helping them wipe, nobody's helping them in the bathroom. So if your child has not been potty trained, or if your child doesn't know how to clean themselves up properly, please, you need to teach them that. You need to start practicing with them. That's another reason why I say you should start early, because you need them to keep practicing until you're a lot more comfortable that they probably will not come back home smelling like poo. Now, the chances of that happening is still high with small children, let's just be honest, because they are kids and they'll make mistakes. But let's just reduce the chances of people not being able to get on the bus, or you not be able to put the windows up in your car and it's winter. And it's winter because the whole place is thinking, oh my god. I have two more things now. And these two things are kind of, ooh, this one is very touchy. Unfortunately, one of the things I had to talk to my daughter about was racism. It's a tough one, but it's essential because she's beginning to grow and she'll be exposed to other people. Now, I don't think children can be um, intentionally racist towards other kids. I don't think that. I feel like if a child behaves like that, it's a learned behavior, something that they have seen or heard people do at home or around them. They have adults around them that behave like that. Because most children don't really care about how, like, if they even make a comment about how somebody else looks and everything, it's because it's an observation to them, not because they're trying to be mean. That's what I want to believe. But in some cases where some of these things are learned behavior, you need to talk to your children about acceptable things, about unacceptable things people may say to them, and things they need to report immediately to the teacher and to your parents, because I will not be taking that lightly. You need to help your child understand that God made all of us different. God wanted us to see the to understand the depth of his personality and the beauty in him. So he made everybody different and unique in their own way. And we, when we meet other people, may notice some of these differences because they are different from us. My hair is very different from my classmates' own. Yeah, this is not even my hair. And she would notice that, her skin may be different from her classmates' skin, or the way her lips look may be different from how her classmates' own looks. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with either of them. They are just different because God made them like that. Most importantly, it's a very beautiful thing. It shows us all the sides of God's beauty. And you have to also help them understand that, some people may treat you badly because of how you look. And even though that is bad and one of the things that they should report, this leads me to my other point.
Matter what anybody says, doesn't matter what anybody does, Ivy is the best in the whole world because
Jesus made me.
Great job, honey. High five.
The most important thing, and I left it for last because it segues into this handling racism and diversity thing, is identity. Now, I feel like if your child is grounded in this truth of identity, all the other things would fall into place properly. And this is the one I want you to take out time to help your child understand very, very well. Now, their identity is not in their race. Their identity is not in the kind of school that they go to. Their identity is not in the kind of family they come from. Their identity is child of God because God made them. Building up your child's sense of identity is very crucial before they go into a school environment because they are going into a new place. Everything seems new. Everything seems different. It's very easy for them to become unsure of who they are. And identity ties very closely with confidence. Remind them who they are, what makes them special, and how God created them uniquely. When they are grounded in this truth of their identity, they are less likely to be swayed by peer pressure because there's a grounding truth. I am a child of God. God loves me. God cares about me. God is always with me. You could even use like Bible verses like Psalm 139 verse 14, I think, talking about how you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Help them understand that their value is rooted in something deeper than what other people think or how other people feel about them. When they are confident about who they are and in their identity, they'll walk into the school with their head held up high. Nobody will be able to bully them. Nobody will push them around because they know who they are. They know whose they are. One of the very important things I did, I hope I can insert a picture of it in this video, was we have like words of affirmation that we say with our kids every morning. But when we started preparing for school, I then decided to craft an identity statement for each and every one of them. And I believe I've mentioned something about an identity statement before. An identity statement is just, it doesn't have to be long. For your child, it has to be something very brief. But it should be centered around who God has made them, who you believe God has called them to be. And the word of God is littered with so much when it comes to identity and God's promises. You can put that together. It could be like a 5 or 6 line statement. It doesn't have to be long. Remember, it's for a small child. They need to be able to remember it. And it needs to be centered. Every day. I remember when my daughter was preparing to go to school, we said that every day, every night. I know that I've said many things. And I hope that you are really blessed by this. And I hope that this helps you. So that's it from me. This very much requested video. I hope it was not just a bunch of ramblings. If you learned anything, can you please comment in the comment section something you learned or something you feel like we should add to this whole process? That would be very helpful to me and a lot of other moms out there. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Please share it. Please share it. Like I said, let me know in the comment section what you'll be doing to prepare your child for school. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.